Hey everyone, I am Nathaniel Rufflejants, and this is Prime News. So today's lead story is a little old one. You've probably heard it over the weekend, but I felt like it is a big enough announcement to talk about it, and that is that SEGA has confirmed there is a new Sonic racing game in the works. Now, there are no platform confirmations, not even a title. We're hoping that it comes to Switch, and given that Sonic has been coming to Switch a lot over the years, I would assume that it would come to Switch, especially since we had that Mario Kart audience. It might translate well to some extra sales here. They didn't show really a trailer, more of a teaser, and here, why don't you guys take a look. So besides that teaser, that's not the only thing happening with Sonic. SEGA is going to release a retail version of Sonic Mania called Sonic Mania Plus. It includes the game, Mighty and Ray as playable characters, a new Encore mode, 4-player competition mode, a holographic packaging, and a 32-page art book, and it arrives summer 2018. We don't know when, but we can make our best guesses. I would assume July. I'm just going to go with July. Our second story today deals with the ESA, right? Usually the Entertainment Software Association is not something you want in the news because it's typically something bad, but this is a very interesting piece of news. The ESA has an auction up for a Nintendo Switch signed by Reggie Fils-Aimé, who is the president, COO, CEO, and whatever, all this stuff of Nintendo of America, and also has a high-up position at Nintendo of Japan. The proceeds of it go to the Entertainment Software Association, and at the time of at least me writing this down, there were about 14 bids with a leading bid at about $1,200. They value it at $420. That's just the value of the Switch, plus it comes with 2 games in Mario Odyssey and Mario Kart. Obviously, the signature of Reggie, we assume, is priceless, but at this point, I think this is a really neat thing. The Entertainment Software Association is also the same people that kind of have like the ESRB in tow, and also like E3 is like a big event that they also handle. It's a really interesting thing to me that they're doing this this auction, I guess, for this piece of signed memorabilia, because usually when you see something like this, it's for a good, like, I don't want to say this is a bad cause, but it's usually for charity, right? Like, they want to help kids or help research or help this or help that, and really they're just helping themselves. Usually you don't see fundraisers like that very often, but you know what? It is a thing, so if you would like a shot to, I guess, buy a Switch with Reggie's signature on it, I will put a link to it down in the description. So before we move on to our third story, I do want to note I am aware that every now and then there's like a little pop-up glitch in the video. Something's wrong with our camera. I think it might be broken. So there's that. We might need to buy a new camera soon. Anyways, the third story for today deals with the Nin DS. That's right. There's going to be a Nin DS Showcase tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central, and it's completely about indie games coming to Nintendo Switch. Expect to see a ton of them. These Nin DS Showcases, if you are into independent games, are usually fantastic. We usually have 20, 30 plus games shown. It's usually like we have these showcases, and then there's like the Nin DS at night events and like all this stuff. It's crazy. There's going to be a lot of news coming out about some of the best indie games coming to Switch this year and maybe even next year. So stay tuned. I don't know how much of that we're going to cover here in Prime News, but we'll probably pick out a few key announcements from it and at least talk about it in some sort of video tomorrow. In other news, Digital Foundry has examined the Switch trailer for Dark Souls, because Dark Souls Remastered is actually the first remastered footage we have seen of Dark Souls, and they wanted to compare the Switch version of it here to the original. What they found was really neat in that all of the footage being shown anyways was running at a native 1080p, 30 FPS, which is what they advertised the game would run at in docked mode for Switch, obviously 720p in portable. It does not have any fluctuating resolution there. It is a locked 1080p resolution, and that includes the HUD, and the HUD has never been seen at that resolution on a console, so that is very, very nice. The game ran sub 720p technically on 360 and PlayStation 3 basically all the time. The assets appear to be identical to the original release of Dark Souls, which is a bit disappointing for a remaster, but this could just be this version of the game. They obviously haven't had access to any PlayStation 4 or Xbox One footage. Ambient occlusion appears to be something added in this version, and that's really about it. They didn't see a lot. The frame rate, even the dips, seem to be kind of identical to the old dips. So this basically just looks like Dark Souls running on Switch with an upped resolution. And that's not a bad thing. We don't know if, that almost makes us a Dark Souls HD, which seems weird to say that, but the original Dark Souls was running at sub HD. But whatever the case may be, it runs, if you enjoyed the original Dark Souls, well, this is a better resolution version of it you could take with you anywhere. So enjoy. Coming up as well in our next story is a really weird one. Someone attacked another person with a tire iron over Pokemon Go. You know what? I'm just going to read the actual news quote here, and you guys can do with the story what you will. 3 men were relaxing on a park bench in Vancouver when a stranger pulled up in a car and attacked them with a tire iron, apparently upset over a Pokemon Go game. Andrew Otten and 2 of his friends were hanging out at Vancouver's Burnt Bridge Creek Trail when a stranger parked his car and started charging at them. He comes out of nowhere yelling, "Which one of you is Andy?" with a tire iron in his hand. Andrew Otten said, "My username is Andy Sandberg." So he was looking for the Andy guy, and I was just reviving my Pokemon when he was trying to take it out. I took it from him, and I just don't know. He just took it. And he was like, "Hey, did you just take this gym from me? That's pretty messed up, man." He was very angrily saying it. Grayson Hagstrom, Otten's friend, said he was punched by the stranger several times. "I got behind him and started choking him," Hagstrom said. "I figured if he didn't have consciousness, he wouldn't be that tough." Court records say the suspect, who has been identified as Stephen Jolly, admits to hitting a table with a tire iron, but not to punching any of them. Adam and Hagstrom said they're not the only ones who have run into Jolly. And there's been other reports that potentially Jolly has a mental illness of some sort. Whatever the case may be, this is a very weird situation to come up over a Pokemon gym in Pokemon Go. Those things exchange hands all the time, especially in highly populated areas, rapid fire. I know the gyms down at my local park, every time I go down there, someone else is taking over the gym. Another team owns the gym. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's what Pokemon Go is. But someone getting really angry over it. I mean, I get being upset a little bit. Say I just took the gym and 5 minutes later someone else took it. That would be, I guess, a little upsetting, but I wouldn't threaten. That's just the game. Take it back. So it is what it is. I just thought that was a very interesting story to come out over this past weekend. So the final story to talk about deals with Kirby Star Allies. Man, that game just keeps coming in the news. Of course, the game is out now, and I'm having a fantastic time with it. But what's really cool is that it's the fastest-selling Kirby game of all time in the UK. The UK has seen 19 different Kirby games get released, and none of them have sold faster than Kirby Star Allies. We don't have any sales data. It doesn't even appear to be charting in like the top 3 or anything. We just know that according to Nintendo, it is selling well in the UK compared to all of the Kirby games. Without data, it's hard to know if that means anything. Is fastest selling mean it sold 100,000 units, or did it just sell 10,000 units? Because all Kirby games in the past have sold like crap. Without the context behind what is being said, it's hard to know if I should be impressed by this. But you know what? No matter what, no Kirby game before it has sold faster, so that's got to mean something at least. Anyways, folks, I am Nathaniel Rumplejants from Nintendo Prime, and if you like this video, you know what to do. And if you dislike the video, hit that dislike button, subscribe for more content, and as always, folks, I will catch you in the next one.